Uh, the joke of the so-called doomsday planes. This will be part one because it's so hilarious that people actually believe this garbage. The reason I'm posting this is because Russia just did their thing where they practiced and flew their doomsday plane, fake doomsday plane, over the Kremlin victory parade. Okay, but then they didn't do it because the weather was bad or whatever. But these doomsday planes, it's amazing what people will believe, what the public will believe. This video here, first of all, is preposterous. This is on board the U.S. doomsday plane, where no president is going to be on that goddamn doomsday plane. With Congress and all the top leaders, a person would have to be an idiot to believe it. And look, what, they got washing machines on there? Anyway, all joking aside, this
the National Air.
Okay, now I'm going to tell you the facts. That these are outdated relics of the past. Just like we've all found that battleships are. Battleships are sitting ducks with half of the economy of the entire country sitting on one ship. Okay, now in little wars, no, they're okay. You can fly in with 9,000 cruise missiles, 500 jet fighters that take off and do their thing. Nobody's going to just simply blast that ship. But in the event of anything like a nuclear war, those battleships would be instantaneously took out, just like we did with the Moscow. I mean, we gave the information that's what it was, but battleships are a thing of the past. It's known now. The trend is going to be towards drones, unstoppable missiles, and submarines. This plane here, as great as it is, the most that it would do, suppose he's visiting in Las Vegas. Okay, so this plane here would be parked at Nellis. Well, the Russians see that. They see where Air Force One is, and they see this plane would fly in and land at Nellis. Like what? They don't know where the hell that goddamn plane is? You've got to be kidding me. These giant behemoths up in the sky, and this one supposedly can be hit by a nuclear bomb, and it, no, doesn't affect it. Doesn't affect it. Nobody believes that garbage. The president isn't going to get on there with Congress and the top leaders. First of all, the president really is kind of a figurehead. He's like the equivalent of a mayor of a city. They are not the ones that direct the war. They're elected officials from old movies. They have the best hair, the best looking wife, and basically, let's face it, a bunch of bozos, vote them in. Do you think they direct the war? No. No, the military does. So these planes, you could walk President Biden up there in a nuclear war. First of all, the missiles arrive in 20 minutes. He couldn't make it from his speech in Las Vegas out to Nellis. There's no way. If anything, he'd be secretly flown on a fighter jet out in the goddamn middle of the desert. And even then he's not needed. They don't direct the wars, the military does. Let me open up Google Earth. But no, these planes, and the U.S., Russia knows it. They're fodder for the public. They are more outdated than the battleships are. You know, Biden could walk up there and say, you think I'm getting up on this goddamn thing with Congress and all the top leaders? Go up there and fly around and is supposedly secret stealth it could be hit by a nuclear bomb and it simply takes it? No, he wouldn't do it. And he couldn't. He would be vaporized in 15 minutes, as would Washington, D.C. Now let's look at this preposterous situation that the trend is going to be submarines. If anything, Biden would be sacrificed. These elected bozos, it could be Reagan, it could be Trump, whoever you want, but they'd be sacrificed. They're just elected bozos. But now let's look at Washington, D.C. Okay, so a nuclear war breaks out. Nobody is going to give warnings, okay, we're going to nuke Washington in a few weeks. Do a max exodus from the cities, and the president goes over here to a secret submarine and goes out into the ocean, sits on the bottom. Well, president isn't even needed. It's preposterous. Now let's look at, I mean, do you get what I'm saying? How, in a nuclear attack, how could the president, when the missiles land in 20 minutes, work through traffic and make it to an air base to take off in his secret 747 that stealth? Nobody can see it. Nobody can see it. Bullshit. And take off from what? Airport? He goes out, checks in, goes through security, takes off his shoes, goes out to the runway and gets on this goddamn plane to direct the war? I mean, now, here's where the war is going to be directed. All over the place, out in the middle of nowhere. You know, there's a few places where right now, at this minute, with nuclear war that could happen and break out, those places are well stocked. That the true directors, the military, not these elected bozos presidents, because they gave a fiery speech, have a pretty wife, and get elected. No, they would be sacrificed instantaneously. They're nothing but decoys. But all over the place, out in the middle of no place, what? Is Russia gonna, like right here is a farmhouse and a big barn. A big barn, where for years they were, under that barn, they were digging a little bunker for a command station. Well, 25 of those could be all over the place. What's Russia gonna do? Put a 50 megaton bomb over millions of square miles all over the place? No way. This bullshit of this plane is going to take off with Congress and the president, all the military leaders, that could crash on its own. And yet it's going to do it in a nuclear war? I mean, it's a joke. It's fodder for the public. Moscow doesn't believe it. The USA does not believe it. USA public does. Yeah. Nobody else believes it. The future is submarines, drones, missiles, satellites. You don't go up, well, we're stuck in traffic. Turn on the siren, I'm the president. Nuclear war. We have to get to the runway. Take off in this plane that's going to do what? Fly around in the clouds and nobody knows where it is. And is supposed you could hit it with a nuclear missile, but I mean, what a farce. What a farce. When I look at the stuff like here on this doomsday plane, actually over the years I thought I was looking at Saturday Night Live skits. But no. People honestly believe, the public, not Moscow, not Washington, D.C., not Putin and Biden or whoever, they don't believe it. They aren't getting on that goddamn plane. You think they're that nuts? If they get on that plane, it's only because the president really is not needed. He's just an elected bozo anyway. No, we're going to get on this plane. It could be hit by a nuclear bomb and it's impervious. And yet, I mean, what a farce. These are flying battleships, a thing of the past. A thing of the past. That's it.